Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Movie Social. We're your hosts, Ricky and Steph.
What up?
Today on Movie Social, we're going to be doing a review on the movie that came out last summer, towards the end there, and of course, still a lot of theaters are starting to close back down and everything, called Cutthroat City, and it is now on Netflix. If you've watched it already, let us know in the comments what you think about it. But for those that have not, stick with us while we divulge in this review. So if you want to support us here on the channel while we do these reviews, movies, TV shows, video games, and anime, just like the video, subscribe to the channel, and share the video on the channel with your family and friends. All right, Steph, do you think Cutthroat City is worth people's time?
You better call it Charm City. Hilarious. But yeah, it definitely would say it's worth the time. It's interesting. It's very, very interesting. It goes back to Katrina. So it's a very, very interesting movie. Plot, very interesting. Just interesting all around, to be honest with you. So yeah, definitely recommend it.
Yeah, I mean, watching the beginning of this was kind of touching because, again, it does go back to the Katrina days, 2005. I'm like, sheesh, we was in high school then, just either freshman or sophomore in high school.
Yeah.
I mean, granted, a lot of things that they said in this movie were accurate as ever. Because let's face facts, the government didn't care about the Ninth Ward.
Yeah.
They didn't care about any predominant black community in New Orleans or down in that area down south. And they allowed them to be killed and destroyed by this hurricane. They knew the levees was always weak. In my opinion, they still are.
I enjoyed the cast.
Now, before we go anywhere into this deeper, I am going to say check it out. If you have not, just please check it out. So, on that note, you said you enjoyed the cast. I like the cast except for two people. One, why did they pick T.I. for this role?
I don't think that was the issue.
No. I'm going to get to the problem. You slapped paint on this man, making it look like he had a skin disease.
It's called vitiligo.
Yeah. But you couldn't find an actor to have that role themselves or get better makeup to put on him because it looked like he just was painting somewhere and just got paint slapped on him.
It looked like wet. It looked like dried up paint. Like if you was to paint somebody's face and it would look like it was dried up. That's 1,000% what it looked like.
I was like, come on, man. And then the other part I had a problem with was Terrence Howard. Man, come on,
Yo,
man.
I knew he was going to say these two people.
Like, man, this man can't play these type of roles. Then you had this man going shooting somebody in the head. Like,
so you don't...
This man don't do that.
You don't think that his character is for that?
I mean his character kind of almost fits the role.
Yeah, to me, he does.
But I'm like, it could have been somebody else.
Maybe you're just tired. You were just tired of Terrence Howard. But I honestly think that this part, that role, fit him perfectly well.
I'm just glad he was only in it for about 5 to 10 minutes.
Yeah, he was only about 10, 15 minutes. I agree. Yeah.
But they did have a big cast. I'm not gonna lie. It was a big shock the number of people that were in this as supporting cast and even the main characters. They had to kill my man with the trumpet.
Oh yeah.
Like that. I mean, they killed everybody, but still.
Now let's talk about that because again, I think that's the most part where I think a lot of people are going to be a tad bit confused, and sometimes, honestly, well, in majority of people, right? If you don't stick around, not even stick around, like literally, how I noticed that there was a post-credit scene. I left the movie running. I went to go clean the kitchen, and then my wife was like, "Babe, there's some more part of the movie left." I was like, what? So then I said, pause it. And then I went in the back and she paused it. And then I finished watching it. So.
Why break down that part?
Okay. So remember when I believe was it the state representative or like he the guy who had something to do with Congress, something along those lines.
You mean city councilman?
City councilman, yes. How he took the guy, the cowboy hat, that cop who was basically like a dope dealer or whatever case me back in the day, and made him a detective, or made him on the force. He put him on the force. So what he did was he had a meeting with him at the cemetery, and end up turning his back on him, right? Killing him. And then the character, I can't remember his name, Magic, comes from like from the side, and he gives him the same role to basically be like the warden or the cop or whatever of the Ninth Ward. So that's where it gets confusing. Are they dead? Was that like an alternate universe type of thing if he decided to go out? So like it's super confusing because you have him doing that. Like maybe when it first went off, like it was okay. Maybe he was it had two endings. Like okay, if they did this, this would be his ending. But if they did this, this would be his ending. I mean, but then it gives you that.
It could have been just a deleted scene of alternate ending.
But yeah, and then the post credit scene gives you that. So I'm like, okay, they have to be alive.
That could be the alternate ending because what I got from the ending when it went out like a
set it off kind of thing, yeah.
Like, okay, first of all, let me break that part down. That was dumb as ever. Yeah. Okay, you don't turn your back on the security guards. One, the dude should never been calling them in there. What you mean? How much money to take? Take it all.
Yeah, you should do that from the rip.
Like, come on. You take everything in there. 2, you stay on the people that's in there to make sure nobody gets up or anything. And then 3, the cops got there extra quick.
Way too quick. Who called the cops?
Yeah, that's one thing I want to know. Then 4, the getaway driver's never supposed to get out the car. Right. I don't care if he came in there to save their lives, but he ruined them all anyway. And then 5, why wasn't there a back door to go out?
That's another thing that was confusing.
There's always a back door.
Yeah, because it needs to be a back door because it's a fire hazard. Yeah.
And then, so each one of them got up one by one to just get themselves shot down. I'm like, are y'all kidding?
I also have a problem with how the last guy got shot.
Now, that alone was some racist stuff. 2, it was a bunch of bull. 3, they all should have been arrested for that.
Yeah.
Because not one bullet should have been fired. Because she told them to stand down.
He didn't have anything. His hands was up.
His hands was up. He had nothing in his hands when his hands was up, and he was still in the building. He came out the building after tossing the money out. Hands was up, then picked up the money. Now, they could have claimed, they thought it was a bomb, but 2, then nobody told them to stop and get down. They just opened fire.
And 3, well, I don't know what point you're on. They all emptied their clips.
Yeah.
Why?
It was a whole clip full empty out on him. So that leads me to go into where they do after that, how he's selling his art and all that. I believe that was her, the cop or detective, flashing back to what she was hoping he would have done with himself.
But see, then that leaves that post-credit scene. Like,
they gave that as an alternate possibility. If they would have chose to not have him get killed at that last scene and just stuck with the art part.
I'm gonna really have to research it, man, because
who knows? I mean, it's in RZA's mind.
True. I mean, but I really want to know which part is canon, as they would say. What part? Like maybe this part right here, like the part of them all getting shot up. Maybe that's the alternate scene. And
who knows?
Yeah, so I definitely want to look it up because again, it's very, very interesting. So again, if you're gonna watch it, definitely stay for the post-credit scenes. Because again, I think it's like 3, 4, 5 minutes of extra information there.
I'm not gonna lie, this should have definitely been seen in theaters. This would have been very entertaining to watch it on a big screen.
Agreed.
And it probably would have done a lot better had COVID not happened. And it fit perfectly into a lot of stuff last year, since last year was the tipping point and the overflow for racism problems. So if you watched it on Netflix or if you went to actually see it in theaters last year, let us know what you thought about it in the comments below. Tell us how you feel about that whole T.I. paint job, I'm going to say.
Or that alternate ending. Have you watched it and you research on it and you already know which one is canon and which one is alternate universe kind of thing? Definitely let me know as well, man.
I'm just going to say that made me feel a little Inception, just a bit with that one. But let us definitely know what you think about this movie in the comments below. And until next time.